Do you know the story of the wisest king that has ever lived? So come with me. Let's open the great book. This is Solomon. He is the son of David, king of Israel. When his father David passed away, Solomon became king in Israel, and he was a powerful and rich king. One night, God spoke to Solomon, and he said, "You can ask me whatever you want. I'll give it to you." Wow! Imagine if you heard this from God himself. What would you have asked? Let's see what happened. So Solomon replied to the Lord, "You, Lord, have been so kind to my father David, and now you made me king in his place. And you fulfilled your promise to my father. And the people became more numerous than the dust on the ground. So, what I really want from you, Lord, is wisdom and knowledge, so that I can govern righteously over this large nation." So the Lord told him, "You didn't ask for wealth, fame, long life, not even the death of your enemies. You asked for wisdom and knowledge to govern the people over the one I made you king. Your attitude is admirable. And yes, you will receive a lot of wisdom and knowledge, because I will give it to you in huge amounts. But I will also give you wealth and honor, like no other king has ever had." This way, Solomon became the wisest king that has ever lived, and also the richest one. He built a magnificent palace to live in, and he was also responsible for building the temple, the place for worship and learning about the Word of God. There was also the place where they kept the Ark of the Covenant, where the tables of the law that God has given to Moses were kept. It represented God himself. Solomon was so wise and rich that the kings from other nations would come to visit him to see if he was actually like the way people described him. And when they met him, they noticed that he was even richer and wiser than they said. One day, two women came before the king Solomon, asking for justice. One of them started to tell the story. She said, "Oh, my king, this woman and I live in the same house, and we were both pregnant. My son was born first, and 3 days later, her son was born. Some nights later, while she was sleeping, she lay down over her baby, and he died. So, my king, do you know what she did? In the middle of the night, when she saw that her baby was dead, she exchanged her baby with mine, leaving her dead baby by my side. When I woke up the next morning to breastfeed my son, I saw this dead baby, and I noticed that he was not my son, because I know his face. This woman took my baby, and now she says that it's hers. I want my baby back." The other woman was angry and shouted, "No way! Your son died, not mine!" And they started to argue before the king. Each one of them said the baby was hers, and there was no way to know who was actually the mother of the living baby. At this moment, the wise King Solomon said, "One says the son is hers, and that the other one's son is dead. The other one says her son is the living baby. Bring me a sword." When they brought him the sword, he said, "Now cut the baby in half, and give each one a half of him." At this moment, the two women had different reactions. One of them said, "That's right, the baby will not be mine nor yours. Cut him in half." But the other woman, crying out loud, said, "No, do not kill my son. You can give him to the other woman, but leave him alive, please." This way, the king wisely made up his mind. Do not kill the child. He belongs to the woman who wanted to preserve his life. She is his true mother. And everyone in that room was admired by the wise way Solomon dealt with the dilemmas that were presented to him. In fact, the wisdom of God was with Solomon to make justice. Check out some proverbs he wrote. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. Though it costs all you have, get understanding. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Go to the end, you sluggard. Consider its way and be wise. Like a city whose walls are broken through is a person who lacks self-control. Dishonest money dwindles away, but whoever gathers money little by little makes it grow. Houses and wealth are inherited from parents, but a prudent wife is from the Lord. Whoever shuts their ears to the cry of the poor will also cry out and not be answered. The words of Solomon were really full of wisdom and knowledge that came straight from the throne of God. Keep these words in your mind and in your heart for you to become as wise as King Solomon.
Did you have fun? So press the like button and subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram. See you soon. Bye!